Hey, welcome back to my channel, Duct Tape Mechanic, and to another episode of my series, Free on Facebook, a series of videos in which I find things for free and I show you how to fix them, repair them, or recycle them in another manner. In this video, I got this Whirlpool washing machine that's very loud during the spin cycle. So if you have a newer style Whirlpool, Kenmore, or Maytag washing machine and that sounds like a freight train during the spin cycle, I'm going to show you how to repair that. If you find this video to be helpful, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Alright, as you can tell it's spinning, but as you can also hear, it sounds like a freight train. Take a look. Alright, so this video is going to be applicable to pretty much any sort of washing machine that has these 6 LED lights followed by a start pause button or a pause play button. So if it's a Whirlpool, a Mana, Maytag, Kenmore, Roper, it doesn't matter, those are all made by Whirlpool, and this video will apply. So basically, if your washing machine sounds like a jet or a freight train during the spin cycle, the bearings are bad. So this is a good thing and a bad thing in terms of the replacement of this, or the solution to this. The bad thing is that you're going to have to replace the entire transmission assembly because the bearings are in a quote-unquote sealed system inside the transmission and you can't service them yourself. And so that's about a $175 part. Still beats getting a new washer, but it is a little bit pricey. The good thing is, since the bearings come inside the transmission assembly, that all you have to do is bolt it on, and you don't have to worry about pulling the old bearing with a bearing puller or a gear puller, and then pressing the new one on. You don't have to do any of that. All you just do is bolt the old one off and bolt the new one on. Alright, so let's first begin the disassembly to get to the transmission. First thing we're going to need to do is remove the agitator wash plate there. So there's a little cover here that's going to reveal a bolt, and we're going to take that off and then pull the wash plate up. After that, we're going to unclip the hub from the tub and undo the screws for the washer drive hub. Okay, then we're going to go ahead and tip this on his back and go from there. With the washer tipped on its back, go ahead and remove the belt cover. After that, we're going to remove the belt. After that, we're going to remove the transmission pulley. Then we're going to be unscrewing the 2 screws for the shifter actuator and unplugging it. And we're going to be unplugging the motor capacitor and removing it as well. To remove it, you just kind of got a screwdriver, just kind of pop it in back here and rotate it counterclockwise and it'll come right off. After that, we're going to remove the clutch. To do that, we just have to press on these tabs and kind of pull it back. So we're going to press on this tab here and pull it out. At the same time, we're going to try to press on this, and we got 2 of them out. And then we'll do that there, and we'll work on the one on the bottom. And there it goes. Be sure to keep track of the spring as well. So that's the clutch with the spring. After that, we're going to unplug the motor and kind of work the harness out of the transmission. I should say the harness retaining clips out of the transmission. So the motor is plugged in back here. Just got this plug right here, and then we're just going to pry these out like so, and this one on the top as well. And then all we got left is these 2 bolts for the motor. Alright, so we're going to take the motor off next. Alright, so after that we're going to remove the bolts that hold the transmission on to the tub. There are 4 rather large bolts as well. So right now everything is off the transmission and it is completely free. We should be able to just pull it right out. Let's see if that's the case. Okay, so the transmission is certainly loose right here, but it's not coming out. And I don't want to hit the lip of it against the drain pump, so I'm just going to loosen this whole thing up and just kind of put it to the side. I don't know if you need to necessarily do that, but it will make things a lot easier. Okay, so with the drain hose kind of out of the way there, now we should be able to just kind of twist this thing out. Alright, so we've got some WD-40 on there. We're gonna keep working our way and see if it. There we go. And there she goes. Let's take a look at this thing. So here is the transmission. So all you have to do is just order this part right here, and they are available, like I said, on Amazon for about 175 bucks, which is not too bad. And you just pretty much do the reverse process. You put the transmission on, you bolt it on, then you just put all of the other components, the drain pump, the actuator, the clutch, all that part on. Then you come to the top and you put the hub on and then the agitator plate, everything in reverse. But I just wanted to show you what this thing sounds like. I know I demonstrated it earlier when I was working, but you can actually, if you grab the shaft right here and you can hear that bearing kind of roaring, making that noise, because inside here is a pressed bearing on the top and the bottom, and the majority of the time that noise is caused by that top bearing going out. And unfortunately they say this is not serviceable because it's sealed by these rivets. I don't know why they just can't use bolts right here to allow us access to it, but it's got these rivets. Well, that hasn't prevented me from actually opening this thing up, so I was able to take a transmission that had good bearings but was leaking oil, and I opened it up, and I plan on taking this part right here, which is the top and the bearing, after I get this cleaned up, and you can see here that this bearing is smooth when you turn it. Like, hear that? You can hardly hear anything, versus that's the issue of the top bearing going out. So I'm going to actually do a little experiment here and put this transmission top onto that transmission, because this has already got that bearing seated and already pressed in there, so I don't have to worry about pulling it and replacing it or anything like that. So I just took the entire top and I'm going to do a top replacement. But for the sakes of the video and for the sakes of practicality, I understand not everybody can do that. So I will just kind of end the video here and say all you have to do is to install the transmission or replace the bearings, just to bolt everything back up. I won't actually do that because I got another side project going on with this top of the bearing or top of the transmission replacement going on. And I like to make a video about once a week, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that and then be able to upload this video, so I'm going to go ahead and kind of stop the video here. So if you found this to be helpful, and if you found this video to show, hey, that this repair actually works in replacing the noisy washer during the spin cycle, please give it a thumbs up.